Have you ever grew a plant and pulled it up every 3 weeks to see if it was growing? That sounds crazy, right? You pulling that plant up from its environment, from where it's thriving. And we talk about fruit, roots before fruit. And just because you don't see the fruit, you're going to disturb the root. You're going to disturb the process because I want to check. I want to make sure everything's okay. Is this okay? Does this look okay? So if that sounds ridiculous in a physical garden, why are you doing that in your life's garden? Hey, Livy, I'm so glad you clicked on this video today. It's me, LMarie. I'm out here learning how to do life right. Excuse me. Learning how to do life right. And on this channel, we talk about real life and real growth in the real world. It's real out here in these streets. Thank you for clicking today. Let's see what we're going to get in today. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how constant checking, overthinking, forcing, panicking may actually disrupt your growth. Am I going to be able to say words today? Words are hard today. So that's what we're going to be talking about. How we can and take this, because I'm a recovering control person. Yeah, I like control. I like to be in control. I like to know what's coming. I like to know why it's coming and where it's coming from. I like to know why this is happening and when this is going to happen and when it's going to stop happening. That used to be me. I still got a little bit in me, but I'm working on it. But do you know how many times that has stunted my growth because I'm overthinking? I'm like, okay, well, what if this happens? And what if that happens? And oh my gosh, what am I going to do if this happens? And the crazy thing, and we talked about this in another video, we talked about how we always overthink the worst, right? So we don't overthink like the good things, like, oh yeah, what if this is successful? Then what am I going to? And it's funny because I actually thought about that too, but I thought about it in a negative way. So when I'm doing business, I'm like, okay, this is going to be scalable, but what if it's too fast? What if I can't keep all the things, right? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it in the context of what we're doing in life and the things that God has assigned us to do. And we overthink them. Okay. We 10, I know for me, I'm just going to tell you about me. I'll hear something that God is telling me. And before he gets it all out, or before I get clarity, I'm off to the races. And for example, I've started so many businesses, right? Because I felt like I've heard something from God, and I did. It's not like I didn't hear, but I didn't get the full instruction. And so I just jumped. I got domain names and websites and, business strategies and all the things. And that's not how he wanted it to do. That's not how he wanted to do it. And that's just a testament of how I want to be obedient. That obedient and that control mixes, and it doesn't mix well. Some fertilizers don't mix well with what you are. Oh, for example, just learned that eggshells, right? Very good to put in your fertilizer, but they have to go through a process because they have too much nitrates and it will burn the roots if you put it in your fertilizer too fast. Same thing with us. Same thing with you. If you start doing things too fast, out of control, if you start overthinking and then acting in your overthinking, you could burn the very roots that you're trying to grow. Another thing that I would pull up and check is my outcomes. Some people call them goals. I like to go with the word outcomes. So I would set an outcome for myself, and then I would start it, and then it wouldn't go the way I wanted it to go. Instead of being consistent, instead of pushing harder, I would stop it and restart the whole thing all over again. And if you plant something in your physical garden and you're like, oh, it's not growing fast enough, and you pull it out and you replant something else, are you going to get a harvest at all? You're going to be left with seeds, maybe seedlings. Maybe you waited at least 6 months and now you got a seedling. Maybe you got a little piece of root, but you didn't pull it up. It was in this process. The kids these days say, let them cook. Let me cook. Okay. So, but the thing, Let your assignment cook. Let that thing process through. Don't pull up these plants. Don't dig up these seeds of assignment when they haven't finished processing. They haven't finished processing. Yesterday, we was talking about anxiety, and you love this because this is how you feel when you are anxious. You feel like there's sirens going off, there's, just flickering, and you're like tripping out and spiraling. And when we allow anxiety, which we found out yesterday is the unknown, we freak out because we don't know what's next. We freak out because we don't know what is going to happen. And that takes us back to being a control person because we want to control the narrative. We want to control the actions. We want to control the outcomes. We want to control what people say, what people think. And that goes into people pleasing because if I give them what they want to hear, they will be happy. I will get the results that I want from these people. And that still doesn't give you the results. It still doesn't give you the results because if you notice, especially in this social media world, people are never satisfied. And I'm not here to satisfy anybody. I'm here to tell you what God has told me. I'm here to share. I'm here to teach. I'm here to love on. I'm here to walk with. I'm here to nurture. I'm here to help develop the seeds that God has put in your garden. So with that, we cannot let this constantly changing plans, quitting too early, needing immediate validation. Why? Why do we need that? Why do we need immediate validation? Oh, you're doing a great job. And sometimes I do that to my kids, and that's positive reinforcement, but that can backfire to us sometimes. Oh, that's good. So are we raising little humans to need constant validation? Because even when we're teaching them how to walk, and oh gosh, that's crazy. I'll have to think that one through because you're like, yay, you did it. Good job. And of course, they want to do it more because they're getting that instant validation. Ooh, but I think too much, or I think if we don't teach it to our children in a way that everything doesn't need validation, if you feel good about it, I feel good about it. Sometimes I do ask my littles that. They say, did I do good, TT? I say, do you think you did good? Do you think you did good? If you think you did good, you did good. Good job. Right? And then sometimes I'm like, oh, good job, buddy. Hey, thank you so much. Now, gratitude is different. Gratitude is different. And I wonder if we can change the instant gratification to gratitude. Oh, that's I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that today specifically. I'm going to go and instead of saying, good job, you did well. Oh my gosh. I'm going to say, thank you for doing such a good job. Thank you for trying your best. Thank you for giving all the effort. Okay, let's see how that changes. Okay, we just got on a parent tangent. Okay, but we're back. So restarting healing every week. This is what anxiety makes us do. Because let me go here real quick. So healing is a process. Okay. If you ever started intentionally healing, you know it's a process. Okay. So that looks like acknowledgement of your wounds, finding the root of it. Okay, let's put it in the garden because that's where we stay in the garden. Okay, so let's say that we're healing our garden, and enable for us to do that, we have to pull up a weed that we don't need. Okay, so we have to identify the weed. So we are identifying our hurt, our wounds. We have to find the root of the weed. So we have to process through, how did I get here? How did this wound happen? Oh, they didn't like me, but why do I care if they like me or not? Who are they to say for me to care? And like, okay, they didn't like me, but such and such didn't like me, and I'm not freaking out. Why? So get to the why of it all. Keep asking yourself why. Keep asking yourself why. And then, so we got the root. And then now, here comes the part that we want to start over with all the time because it's uncomfortable. Most of the time, weeds, their roots are stronger than plants. Their roots are stronger than the things that you need. Sometimes our plant of hurt is stronger than the plants of positivity and growth that we have in our garden. And so it's uncomfortable. And sometimes when we get to the uncomfortable part of the process, we get tired. I don't want to do this anymore. This isn't working. So what do? You leave that hurt in your life and it starts to take over your garden. It starts to take over how you show up at work. It starts to take over how you parent your children. It starts to take over how you run your business. It starts to take over how it starts to show up in the classroom. It starts to show up in your goals. Like, I wanted to get my master's, but I'm not going to worry about it. It starts to show up how you talk to yourself. It starts to show up in your life's narrative. We can't afford to stop at uncomfortability. We can't afford to stop at challenging. We can't afford to stop when we get too tired of doing the righteous thing. We can't afford to. What does that mean? I can't afford. That means it's going to deplete you. That root will suck up every nutrient in your garden. Everyone. It will drain you. You will be tired and no sleep will be able to give you the rest that you need because you're tired physically, mentally, emotionally, because you have allowed that plant of hurt, that weed of hurt to take over your whole entire life because you got tired in the process of elimination. Because you didn't know what heal looks like. You got so comfortable in chaos that you stopped because healing was too uncomfortable and anxiety started doing this. And you listened to it. I can say this because I've been there. Been there. I think I just got out of it yesterday. But I've been there. So you're not by yourself. That's the whole purpose of this channel, to bring people together on their journeys. You're not by yourself. We've been here. So it's not us failing. It's us interrupting our growth. It's not that it didn't work. It's that you didn't stay in long enough. Okay, so I was working out with my cousin. We were doing every day, Monday through Thursday, at least an hour on the treadmill, and then we were doing some weights. I felt so good. I felt so good. I didn't have any scale victories, but my clothes was fitting better. I was feeling better, more energy, felt accomplished. And we was doing this for like six months. And then she moved, and I could have kept going, but I kind of slacked off, and then I kind of fell off. So did I fail in my health journey? No, I interrupted it. We still in interruption mode, but we working on it. Y'all see that walker pad? We gonna work on it. Okay. So what I'm saying is I didn't fail in my health journey. I interrupted it every time I've been on my health journey. I never failed. I interrupted it by stopping and starting and stopping and starting, trying something, trying this and trying that, all of the things. So you didn't fail. You just interrupted your growth. So push that play button. Push the play button and get started. Continue. It ain't even starting from the beginning. Continue. Continue. So let's trust the process. And what does that mean, trusting the process? What does that look like? It looks like you're watering. It looks like consistency. It looks like patience. Ooh, that's a cuss word to some. That's a cuss word to some of us. Patient. Ooh, no. Because patience will try you. To build patience, you have to be in situations where you need patience. Okay. Ugh. Okay. We don't like that. I know that's hard for me. And then stewardship, just taking care of what the things that God has given you, taking care of your gifts, taking care of your talents, taking care of the business, taking care of your children, taking care of your household, whatever God, taking care of you. Take care of you. I'm looking at me. Take care of you. Take care of you. How are we stewarding us? How are we stewarding our mental? How are we stewarding our physical? I'm not stewarding my physical very well. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. Fact of the matter is, I'm not a good steward over my physical body. I'm not. And it shows and it feels. Because I wake up every morning with a slight back pain. And the crazy thing is, that's normal to me. That's crazy. How is pain normal? How did we normalize pain in our body, in our life? Oh, that's just the way it always been. Oh, that's just the way he is. That's why he treat me like that. I wish he would. Anyway, we steward and we trust the process, but we don't get into a obsessive, right? We get into a good flow, a good rhythm, if you will, but we don't get obsessive. Okay. That's the line that we got to grow. That's the line we got to grow. That's the line we got to put in our garden. We're not obsessing. We are just trusting the process. Control versus stewardship. Oh, because that line can get real blurry real fast, right? Stewardship looks like tending. I'm going around, I'm checking, I'm watering. I am maybe adjusting so the sun a hit, or adjusting so because I got too much sun. I'm putting in my companion plants. I'm making sure that the environment is conducive for growth, right? I'm not controlling the sun. I can't turn the sun on and off. I can't tell the Lord when to put rain down, right? It's that part is out of my control. I can't control that, and I'm not going to try to. That's the thing. Like, you can't control other elements. You can't control people. You can only go by what you do. You can't control what other people do. You can't control what other people say. Once you start your healing process and you feel like you have to go and tell this person and talk to this person and get some understanding, you cannot control what they say, what comes out of their mouth. You can only control your reaction, right? You can only steward your reaction. You can only tend to your reaction. You can only water your reaction. You can only process your reaction, not nobody else's. So stewardship is tending. However, control is forcing. I'm going to force you to grow by any means necessary. And you out there every day, licking your finger and testing the wind to see what's happening. What in the world? We're not obsessing. We're not forcing. Control digs up seeds, but stewardship waters them. That's the difference. Faith requires, because you need faith in this garden of life journey. Faith requires trust in the unseen, right? And do you know that God works underground? Like, he don't have to show everything. to prove that he's working. He ain't got to prove that he's working. He gives us a little things to keep us encouraged, to get us excited about what he's doing. And he gives us a little glimpse of this and a little glimpse of that and a little glimpse of his hand working. And he shows us a little leaf that's coming out. He shows us a little bud that's coming. He don't have to, but he does it to keep us going because he knows how we are. Right. And so we have to trust in God, and we're going to build our faith. And as you build your faith, you'll trust more in God. And as you trust more in God, you'll build your faith. And that's a good process to be in. That's a good process to be in. I'm not going to say you're going to be happy all the time. We talked about that in another video. Happiness is not the goal. Growth is the goal. Okay? Because in this growth process, everything's not going to be happy. It's not. In the faith process, everything is not going to be happy because you're not going to know. You're not going to know. So in my faith journey, in my faith process, I wanted to know, but that is not faith. And that thing hurt my soul. Like, what are we doing? I think we should be doing this because I didn't see it. So I would just conjure up things to do. Right? God told me I was going to be a teacher. So I went to school to be a teacher in the schoolhouse. He said, no, that's not what I'm talking about. Okay. Don't reconstruct God's plan for your life. His plan is perfect. He don't need your side notes. He don't need your detours. He got this. He been doing this. He does this for billions and billions and billions and trillions of people. He got this. He got you. He just wants you to trust in him. He wants you to have that faith that's unwavering. And it don't take much. It's just the faith of a mustard seed. Mustard seeds are super small. Have a little bit. Mustard seeds are super small, but they go into the biggest of the biggest trees. So just have a little bit of that faith. Water that thing, grow that thing, let that thing process. Don't dig it up. Keep it in the ground. Let them roots go out. Them roots are strong. That tree will go tall, just like you. Let your roots get strong. Let your roots get strong. All those other roots that don't serve you, that don't align with what God is doing in your life, pluck them up. But those roots that are in alignment, those roots that are on track, those roots of authenticity, let them things grow deep and strong, deep and wide. We've seen that at Vacation Bible School. I would give y'all a little note of it, but I ain't got time today. Let them things go strong, deep and wide, deep and wide. Okay? Let them go strong. All right, Lovey. I'm so glad you came and talked to me today. I appreciate you. So what I want you to do, if this resonated with you at all, if you was like, oh, girl, yeah. Okay, LMarie, you done said something was said. Any of that, go ahead and put me some green hearts in the comment section. I'll put a yeah, girl. Okay. Or whatever. Comment, I'm trusting the process. Whatever. Let's build this community one garden at a time. So remember, in everything, in every season of life, you are growing through it. You're not just going through it. We should see some growth in every season of your life. And every day there should be some growth. Okay? All right, lovey. Until next time. I'll see you later. Toodles.